Welcome to the daily review from KASM Capital, the US market, euro versus the US dollar, the movement to Bitcoin as well as trend in oil and gold, as given by the founder and director, Dr. Mann.
Good morning. How's everybody? It's been a tumultuous night for the markets and the investors. The market shot up with a 25 base point rate cut as was expected, which was associated with the dot plot showing that there would be further two rate cuts. However, the moment Jay Powell came to the mic and started talking and appeared to have a hawkish tone with regards to further rate cuts, the markets went into a tailspin and continued to whipsaw throughout the press conference, ending slightly higher than before, and that too only with the Dow. The S&P and 500 ended lower than their opening points, as they were not sure what's happened. The markets are pleased with the 25 base point cut as well as the dot plot. However, the statement from Jay Powell was a bit of a dampener for the spirits. Hence, the markets were unsure overnight. But it seems that this morning, as the markets are starting to open up, um, there is a rally which is building up. The Dow is already registering an all time high. The Nasdaq is doing the same, and the S&P 500 is also headed in that direction. So it seems that the markets are struggling to make up their mind as to whether to rally or whether there will be any further rate cuts or not, as was the impression given by Jay Powell. Obviously, when the markets rally, so does Bitcoin, and it has climbed higher to about 117,500, heading towards 118,000. Gold and US dollar both took a dip. However, both seem to be trying to make a recovery, given the volatility and the whipsawing in the markets. So both are trying to come back up. Oil is holding steady. I don't expect that to move. I've said that earlier. I don't think there's going to be much movement in oil unless there is some geopolitical movement, which appears to be happening under the surface somewhat because the Arab world seems to be rattled by Israel's strike on Qatar, and Saudi Arabia and Qatar both have reached out to Pakistan for support in terms of their defense. Saudi Arabia has gone one step further to actually um, sign a defense pact similar to the NATO pact with Pakistan, where an attack on either country would be considered an attack on both, which is very interesting because if Israel does strike Saudi Arabia, that could mean that the Pakistani military could get involved in the response. So lots happening under the surface. We will keep an eye on things, but so far it seems that the markets are uh, trying to be optimistic about the rate cut, and I think at this point markets will rally because that is what they want to do. The market will do what the market will do, and they don't seem to be in a mood to fight the Fed. They're happy to go along with the flow. So I think we will see a rally in the markets. We'll see a rally in Bitcoin. We'll see the US dollar and gold come down, and I think uh, oil will remain steady for now. We'll keep you posted. So stay tuned for more.